All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is PeasSMB, and this is Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll. This game dropped in 2010. Um, and of course, this game's main gimmick is you be able to use the balance board. As you know, like Wii Fit was pretty popular back then, and so Sega thought, why not we try to promote exercise by just you know, incorporating a balance board in Monkey Ball. So, as you can see, it can pose many different problems, but thankfully, you may notice that we're not going to be playing with the balance board set to on. It's going to be set to off, but I'm going to be using a mod that actually changes how the game works. In that, when we load up a stage, we're going to load up the balance board stages, which have 0 obstacles. I would offer to show what the original stages look like, but that would require, turning the game off and on, so we don't kind of want to do that. So you may recognize these models as this is the second time, or I guess the second main game where we get to use the Banana Blitz models. I mainly run Banana Blitz HD, and I'm a big Banana Blitz fan. So stats are not going to matter, but for this run we're going to choose Mimi, because I feel like playing Mimi. Then we're going to go into single player. We got 70 stages as opposed to like a regular 100. And unlike many other Monkey Ball games, there really isn't that much to talk about other than, what strats am I going to go for and whatnot. So, oh, by the way, there's a special character that appeared in this game by the name of Jam. I gotta remind myself to not skip those cutscenes, because I am gonna accidentally skip them. So, the time is not gonna start here. We're gonna watch the first cutscene, and then there's gonna be a warning that shows, "Hey, don't jump on the balance board." And then when I hit A after the warning, that's when the time starts. So, we're gonna load up the first world. We're gonna say hi to our friend Jam. All right, here we go. Oh, he's jamming all right. He is so jamming. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So now, basically, one thing that I need to mention is that Step and Roll does not have jumping, unlike how Banana Blitz, incorporated the use of jumping. So motion controls are pretty much the main way to play the game. Aside from the funny balance board that you see on the bottom right corner of the screen, it's a solid input display to know which direction I'm going, and it's really funny that we're basically tricking the game into thinking that we're actually playing on the balance board when in reality we're on the we are on the Wii remote here. So just gonna keep on going here. So if you listen closely to the music, we can do a fair bit of sequence breaking. It's only an aesthetic and has nothing to do with the shape of the gameplay. And might I say, the soundtrack to this it's amazing, highly underrated. So we're gonna do a little bit of menuing here because I don't want to play bonuses. We have to menu twice because if we menu once and accidentally misinput, we got to play the whole game again. But I think if that happens, I'll just go into practice mode and just finish it out, or we'll finish the world out in there and then just go back into the main game. So, all right. So, World 1, pretty straightforward, in all honesty. Nothing too challenging, as the stages were really just designed to be played oh gracious, that's the first time this actually happened. Oh, okay, let's do this. We're gonna pretend that I just started the stage. There we go. So those clips, I think I was just a fair bit too slow, but some of those clips can be a little bit RNG. So. Pretend that I got a 48 as opposed to a 40 right there. So, but yeah, so so in the bonus stages, you can fall out of them, but they decided to make it so that you have more of a chance to get more lives. Granted that this game is really short, so. In order to, so we don't play with bonuses, so we just forfeit. it, it counts as falling out, like in regular stage, but since fallouts don't matter in a bonus, we can just forfeit. So this last stage is actually my favorite in terms of the music sequence. It's so good. It's so calming, and like I said, if whenever y'all get a chance, look up the Monkey Ball Step and Roll soundtrack. It's beautiful. It's really good. It has vocals too. And actually, that's what we'll hear in the credits, but we can skip the credits. And my save file is set to that. I'm guaranteed to not rank in. Fingers crossed. I'll make sure I don't fall off here. All right. So that's roll 1. All right. So we're going to hold A right here to skip the credits. Unfortunately, if it's your first time doing said credits, you'll have to play through them. So yeah. And yes, I have named my ranking names. Pretty cool. All right. So what does Jam have in store for us for this one? Oh, okay. He's looking fancy and butts himself into the wall. Don't know why. Don't know why he thinks it's funny to do that. But in any case, we keep going. All right. So a little bit of a little funny story. So firstly, shoutouts to my really good friend Limey_SR. He also runs a lot of Monkey Ball games, mainly Touch and Roll. But he's super passionate about the underrated Monkey Ball games, inclusive of this game. And we actually just sat down and tried to figure out how we can make this change to make this game much more accessible. Granted that, you know, its glaring issue is the fact that if you try to play this with the Wii Remote, you have to deal with the crazy obstacles, and it's just not something that we want to have fun with. So, better off. So we were better off just taking the time to figure out what exactly in the memory address that we needed to do, or we needed to change in order to trick the game into thinking that we're playing on the balance board. So it just makes so many things much easier. So many things much easier. Okay. So, nothing much for this part other than a couple of stages after the bonus. There's going to be one difficult stage where I have to really hope and pray that my movement is good and that it's a wire, and I literally have to stay steady. And you can, as you can imagine, it's really hard to find the upward direction on the Wii Remote. So, and speaking of music breaks, we're not playing on the bonus. Yeah, and there we go. Alright, so we have that one, and then this one has a very weird setup. It's like I believe like the fastest way is to get on top of one of these, but I find it a little bit random to just get up there. So better off just going for like a 50 to a 48. And this one, I'm gonna do my best to stay steady here. Okay. The nice thing is that there's actually a way to stabilize yourself here. So let me just set this up. You know what? We'll just bail out. So that's roughly like a similar time. I wanted to drop down to bounce on that thing and just keep going anyway. So it all worked out in the end. The worst case scenario, I would have bonked and lost 5 seconds. So and running step and roll, at least with this category, it's like I said, super accessible. Not too challenging with the exception of World 7. And there's actually another category called Marathon Mode, which I hate to admit this, but I've owned this game since release, so which was like February 2010, and I have yet to beat the full marathon, which doesn't really matter because all that does is unlocks an in-game achievement, which is basically bragging rights. So don't care. Let me just make sure I get out of here real quick. Nice. All right. So You can also do the worlds. Well, if you're doing this like on a fresh save file, or on a completed save file, you can do the worlds in any order. But for a marathon setting, we're just gonna play all the worlds in the intended order. So yeah. Now another funny story. Like I said, I've had this game since February 2010 when it came out, and I learned that this world, like literally when I was learning the game, literally like 9 months ago almost, I learned that this world, chimpanzee, is literally chimpanzee, like that, like a pun of chimpanzee. Like what? it's crazy. This one has some really calming music too, so. There are a couple of pretty cool strats. Some of these stages, you can just beat them in like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And also, Step and Roll features the return of wormholes and switches that were missing from Monkey Ball 2. So now here's our first fast strat here. Nice. So it almost looked like that I was not going to get the clip there, and true, I nearly like bonked the wall and went into a completely different direction. So, all right. So this one we just turn around. We don't go for it. We literally just turn around and right up the inclines right here, right up the slopes. And usually you get like a 48. So I think it should be a 47. Probably had like a really slow transition, but. In any case. So another quick trivia. So the announcer for Step and Roll has been the same announcer for, let's see, he was the announcer in Step and Roll 3D and Banana Splits, which was on PS Vita. Nice. That's a very important Switch clip, and you may notice that there's a collectible right behind those doors there. Like those are essentially for the achievements, not for. It doesn't unlock anything in this game, sadly. It's still pretty solid regardless. I tried to invent a category called, well, I guess there is a category like that's basically like all collectibles are 100%, and that's definitely not going to happen anytime soon. Because some of the collectibles are very difficult and very inconsistent to get in this game. I guess you can use like a combination of the balance board and the Wii remote. There's just so many unexplored things about this game, which is why this is like widely underrated. All right. So I should be able to get into the goal right here. There we go. And in case you're wondering how I'm actually controlling, I use 2 hands on the Wii remote, as opposed to using one and just rotating. So I just use 2 hands to create stability and control. So that's pretty much like the important thing about playing this game in motion controls. And this is where the game becomes difficult. So like the first 3 worlds, not too bad. Maybe 1 or 2 challenging stages, but World 4, yeah. So, Far East is also the special world that appears in the mobile version of Super Monkey Ball 2, which used to be an Apple exclusive, but was later released to other to other mobile platforms, namely like the Android line, of course, which is I guess the only other line. So. Believe it or not, this is actually the longest stage in the game, because of the fact you're literally just holding up, and yeah, and the collectible for this one is ridiculous. It's at the very end, and you have to make sure that you land into it as well. So, thankfully we have a couple more bounces to go for here. So we have this one, and then one more bounce right here, and then this is where I'm gonna start pulling back. Oh, I pulled back a little too early. So I'm going to finish it around 11. Yeah, okay, 11. So if I pulled back right as I got off of the last platform at a better time, I would have actually gotten around a 12. But it's all good. This skip is pretty cool. I think I set it up correctly. Yes. Pretty good. All right. So this one we got to be careful. I have to hope that I go really fast and that the game gives me the clip. Nice. Okay. So hitting this first try makes up for me missing the clip in back in World 1, which I almost never do. So there we go. That isn't to say that like World 4 is easy whatsoever. Like that clip can be random. So, but this one is just depth perception here. Definitely if you naturally, like, you know, shake when you rotate your wrists and whatnot, strats like that will be definitely difficult to basically train your brain to rotate and, you know, go from there. Now, funnily enough, the fastest time in the game prior to this mod was actually done with the balance board, and like literally these strats that I'm going for have been performed on balance board. So I'm personally not using the balance board myself, due to the fact that it definitely requires a lot of practice, foot coordination. That's definitely important. Just hitting certain angles on the balance board. Like the best way to play is to actually just sit down and just rotate your ankles. But even then, it can be pretty. It just requires a lot of practice. Now, this one we got to be careful. Let me just land right here. Nice. Now this is the safer version of the full skip, actually. The full skip, which I actually have done before, at least in ILs or individual levels, where you just straight up fall off of like the beginning platform. Like you go down, fall off the beginning platform, and then you just go straight into the goal. And I'm thinking about adding that to my run. You know, whenever I get around to going for the fastest time again. So. Got to be careful here. Go around. So the stage design in Step and Roll, it's a combination of very linear and very maze-like. If you ever play Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, the stages that are exclusive to that game, they're very maze-like. I'm not a huge fan of maze-like stages that don't have a skip, because I don't want to have to, like, you know, waste all the time rolling around trying to find a goal. Now, this stage is kind of interesting. Now this stage is actually egregious on Wii Remote. Well, vanilla Wii Remote, in that the little obstacles would make it really difficult for you to go around those bumpers, because like if you touch the bumpers, it's yeah, not a good time. So the only hard part is actually the beginning. You have to have really good depth perception to not accidentally hit that bumper and go under the stage and fall out. So so we're basically halfway done with this run. A little over half is meme based. Mimi is very based. Alright. Let's see what we got. Does a little bit of a karate kick and kicks himself into the wall. Kind of funny. Alright, so Polar Festival. I almost always forget the route to this. And I'm pretty sure we just go through here, and then we just streamline it all the way to the end. Like so. Like basically going this way. Yeah. Wait, this might be a 45, 46, 45? Yeah. So World 5 has a lot of maze-like levels, which actually requires really good movement, and this stage is a pretty decent example of movement. So I'm gonna go wide, and hopefully I can get this. I cannot. Let's. Yeah, I'll play this out. I think there's a backup. I don't remember the backup. If there's any, or yeah, I'll just go this way. If I had actually executed the setup better, I would actually finish it around like 40. So better safe than sorry to keep going than to just retry. Since the only way to retry is to forfeit, and that loses a lot of time. I think the best time to do it is to do it if you know you're gonna fall out, and just so that you don't have to like see the out of bounds, which is actually how the fallout message in this game, which is out of bounds. And they continue that trend until they remastered Banana Blitz. And for whatever reason, this stage, stadium, it's not the stadium from Monkey Ball Deluxe, despite sharing the same name. All right, and this one, the pathing is pretty easy. Go this way, just like that. All right. All right. So this one, we're gonna slow down a little bit. Get a quick send, hit this, swish. That looked really suspicious because it is very easy to accidentally bonk or just completely miss the bounce to get into the goal there. So this is unfortunately another one of these mazes. But the good thing is, actually, the next two stages, inclusive of this one, requires good movement, and then I get those two bonks there. So I'm not gonna get a 29. Or a 30. I'm definitely gonna get like a 27, possibly 28. Yeah, 28. Yeah, it's all good. All right. So this one, actually, I practiced the other day, or I was doing a form of a practice run, and I somehow like got a really fast time, because this is literally like all you do. You have to know when to make those turns so that you don't bonk the wall, and then you should be able to get a 30. This might be a 29. Yeah, this is a 29, high 29 because of the ending. All right. And then this is the last level of World 5. Yeah, literally this run is almost over because we literally have 2 more worlds. It's almost like I just started like doing the run literally like a few minutes ago. So now, when I was 10 years old, well, between 9 and 10, this stage was a big skill issue of mine. I didn't like this at all because of the obstacles. So being able to play this without like the creepy pumpkins in the way makes everything so much easier. All right. Ice, baby. All right, so this is my personal favorite world because of the music. All right. So let's see. What does Jam have? Oh, Jam jump scare. Okay. And he just floats away. Honestly, a mood. All right. So, I'm not gonna jinx it, but I'm gonna go for basically everything. So my PB does not have the next strat that I'm going to do because of how inconsistent it is, but I'm gonna give it a couple of tries. And it's another one of those RNG like clips. where even if you have a good speed, sometimes you'll lose like all your momentum whenever you get the clip. So you basically have to hit it at an angle. So what we're gonna do is start it off from here, turn around. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, we got it. Nice first try. Good. So now we don't have to play the stage. All right. All right. So disc puzzle. This one is fairly straightforward. Just dealing with switches. Then we're just gonna head over this way to grab this last switch. I'm gonna keep going because it's gonna take a few seconds for it to come down. Nice. All right. Now this one, I'm gonna be very careful as to how I'm going to approach this skip here, because this is fun fact. This is where the balance board record has a fallout to. So just gonna slow down here. Nice. Okay. I took that one very carefully because if you go too fast, you have a higher chance of just completely missing the platform or just missing the goal and just falling out, and we kind of don't want that. Okay. So thankfully we are past the first half of World 6, and we're now into basically the better part of World 6, where the level design is very creative. So the route is to actually hit the switch and then go all the way back to the beginning, which we are going to do, but check this out. Okay, let's just set it up like this. And there we go. This should be a 30. Yeah. You can get like a 31 or a 32. And that skip saves roughly 2 seconds compared to just going all the way back around. So I was really happy when I was strat hunting and I found that you could actually do that. Well, I found that it was RTA viable, essentially. It was probably an IL strat years back, but needless to say, it's pretty cool. So now, this one is my favorite in terms of the music sequence, but the stage itself, another one of those you gotta go around and hit every switch, hope that you don't get owned by the obstacles and fall out, and you have to play the stage again. So, okay, we're gonna wait a few seconds here. Can I get a perfect loop? Yes. Yeah. So I've listened to the soundtrack a handful of times. It's definitely one of those playlists that I put on whenever I'm on the treadmill at the gym. It's so motivating. I feel like second music in general is very motivating to work out to. And then this one, this is the final level of World 6, and again another one of those we got to go around, touch the switch, and then but for this one we have to go all the way back to the wormhole in order to get into the goal. Now, fortunately, you can't pull any funny business on the stage, or at least to my knowledge. I haven't tried, and I don't want to try pulling any funny business here. Okay, this should go in. Nice. Okay, that was a really good World 6. Really good. All right, and now we're coming up to the final world of the run. And according to the timer, it looks like I'm about almost 27 minutes in, which means, and I think the record for this one is like 4 minutes. It's in the 4 minutes range, so we have about 5 minutes left of the game. All right, this is our final jam cutscene. I wonder who's throwing those bananas, or he just has the power of terrible singing to just summon all those bananas. All right, so this one the World 7 is definitely the hardest world in the game, and this level is a perfect example as to why. This is the reason why we actually play this world first, because of this strat that I'm about to go for here. So we're gonna wait until the clock hits 33. At least that's my safer method, and then we just hope to get Zorps. 4, 3. Uh-oh, that's not good. Well, now we have to wait 30 more seconds because of that. So that's really cool. Yeah, this stage is like I said, it's literally the example as to why. So I did get the Zorps at the beginning, but I got ending clips, which definitely did not help my case. So yeah. So let's wait until the same thing. This is not the first time we're gonna have like an auto scroller like stage, unfortunately. Okay. There we go. Okay, glad that we are out of there now. It sucks that I basically lost over 30 seconds because of that skip. So, oh well. So now all we're gonna do is go down here, go through this wormhole, and go to the goal. That looked like I was not going to break it. And okay, that extra life is kind of important because, like, that's not the that wasn't the only stage that had that's pretty difficult. So first death of the run, by the way. And of course, it has to be in this silly world. Now this one actually has a timer queue, so I need to go into the wormhole when the clock hits 52. Or like right here. Nice. Hesitate once, and yeah. Alright, so then we're not going to play the bonus stage. And we're going to hope and pray that we hit this like this one right here. This is possibly like the hardest and possibly the most coolest skip in the game. Nice. Swish. Crazy how I first tried that one and not the first one. Now we have, I think, thankfully this is the final auto scroller of the game. Greed is your biggest enemy here. So there was one time during GDQ hotfix where I think I was on a really good like run, and I was like, you know what? How about I just like try to go for a fast ending, and I fell off at the goal, and it was a goal post, and I was not happy. But it's okay though. So gotta be careful here because I might speak it into existence. There we go. So 18, 19 is what you're looking for. I think if I had done that one, in the moment whenever I fell off there, I could have gotten like a 20 something, and that could have been great. So, and this one is you just fall down, you just go in just like so. So we have 2 more stages. All right. So we're just going to go around here, cut across these gutters, and we're coming up to the final stage of the run, and time is going to be when I cross the goal at the end of Snaky Solid. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and get the shoutouts out the way. Thank you to GSA for allowing me 2 runs, essentially. Mario Kart Run and of course, Monkey Ball. Gotta lock in real quick, because I hate the stage of the Burning Passion. Okay, there we go. Of course, shoutouts to the Monkey Ball community. And time. There we go. Alright. So, shoutouts to the Monkey Ball community. My community as well. This game is awesome. If you have a Wii left over, wow, 32 flat, jeez. If you have a Wii, like Wii or Wii U readily available, go to your local retro gaming store and pick this game up. It's really good, and also it's really easy to basically get the cheat code to this to basically turn off the obstacles here. So, oh, definitely special shoutouts again to Limey, my goat. Uh, like between him and I, we were able to basically make this category into existence. And oh yeah, you can actually rotate this here, and this theme is in French, so I'm not gonna understand the lyrics at all or the vocals. So, oh, before I completely sign off here. We have one more ranking screen to look at, so third place definitely says GG, and I was trying to hit 90k for a score run so I can, you know, delete the chance of me not ranking in. So, but any case, if you enjoyed my commentary, also, oh, I can't forget, shout out to Mume, she was just chilling right here the whole time. But anyway, if y'all enjoyed the chill commentary and whatnot, it's pretty early in the morning. You can find me at twitch.tv/PeasSMB, and that is also my Twitter handle as well. I will have more marathon appearances in the future, so be on like it. Basically, just if you really enjoy, just feel free to drop a follow. But most importantly, support GSA Speedruns. Like the rest of the marathon in Urban Arts, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care.